America is burning, words aren't just words anymore. They're weapons. The left's war on society fuels chaos, rage, and delusion, whispering, tearing America apart. Scared from riots to division, don't let their words destroy us. Arm yourself with knowledge. Fight the chaos. Only you can change the outcome of all of this. We must save our republic.
Hey guys, welcome into the show. Welcome, guys. Happy Wednesday to everybody, guys. Welcome to Savaged Unfiltered show. Well, you know where to start, guys. The weaponization of words is on a very extreme level of this country. Now, obviously, guys, we're going into, now the federal government shutdown. Okay. And it may be affecting some people to a certain degree. Some people, may not care about it. Some people are, it's going to affect people from different types of degrees, right? Where do we go from here? Well, some people on the right are saying, it's expected. We can't compromise with this radical left. They do not want to come to terms on anything. So, again, the $1 million question, folks, where do we go from here? Well, it's going to be a very difficult matter, folks. Obviously, this government shutdown has its pros and its cons. It does. Of how Donald Trump had said it very, very beautifully. We can get a lot of things done in a government shutdown. We can take away things that simply do not work for America anymore. Certain programs, right, that are just eating away from the American taxpayer. Let me go into that real quick. How does that affect you? Programs that have been in our country for generations, decades. Sometimes you go to wonder, are these programs necessary? Do we need them in the country? Are they benefiting Americans as a whole? Seriously. Because when you think of government shutdown, you think of drastic, radical, oh my God, the government shut down. It's crazy. We cannot have this. But yet again, how do you feel about this? Does it affect you? Seriously. Does it affect you, the American taxpayer? Is it affecting you on a drastic level? Do you still get up in the morning to go to work? Are you still able to drive your kids to school or daycare or wherever? Are you still able to partake in a modern American society? Are you allowed to walk down the street? You're allowed to do all that stuff. You still have your job. You're still able to take your children to school and daycare and what have you. I can tell you right now, folks, what is affecting the government shutdown is your simple politicians. It's driving them crazy. All right? Majority of them are not getting paid. And that's when you start seeing them go bonkers. They go crazy when government shutdowns are in place. It's funny, isn't it, folks? Funny how that happens. Again, how does it affect you? Go into that scenario. How does it affect you? It's not affecting me. I can tell you that right now. I'm still able to do something that I love, going on the air here on podcast networks, crafting my content on the internet. I'm still able to do that with or without a government shutdown. Unless they get a little crazy and they go, nope, none of that. We felt that before. Censorship. All right? But it's not affecting anyone. We're able to go on with our lives. But you have these deranged actors, I want to call them, of Democrats. Oh, good grief, there's a lot of them up there in Washington. They could put on a show like it's no tomorrow. They'll go on there and they'll put on their little fake Hollywood tears. They'll go into their expressions of grief and anger and frustration. And they'll blame only one side. It's always the Republicans' fault. Let alone they don't want to compromise a damn thing when it comes to the negotiation process. They don't. They just want to go on their merry old way and pretend like it's not their issue. It's always the Republicans. The Republicans are the one to blame. And then they'll go into their shoot points of basically insinuating, let me remind you that Republicans control the White House, the House, and the Senate. Let alone do they go into that other scenario that it's just not Republicans only. There are Democratic House members as well as Democratic Senate members. So let's go back into that, folks. The government shutdown is not shutting it down because a bunch of Republicans in the House, a bunch of Republicans in the Senate are going bonkers over one another. I'm sure there's little like rhinos here and there that are causing the stir in the bunch. But you have some House Democrats and you have some House Senate members that are not finessing, let's just say, in conversations. I love how Democrats, they don't bring that up. They always go to that one side, right? I mean, more or less. Simple mind of it. So we're dealing with the government shutdown, and we're still also dealing with major issues like violence in this country. Huge amounts of violence. How do we control that, folks? How do we control political violence to an extent that leads up to shutdowns like this? Because when there's insinuating, when there's provoking, when there's organizing, when there is encouragement, this is what we deal with. Now, I'm sure President Trump does not want to bring in government shutdowns more than, he has to deal with them. But for the sake of our nation, to go in the right direction, to eliminate shit in this nation that does not work anymore, This is what we must do. We must make messages and make points to get to the little radical people on the other side of the aisle. Hey, we're fed up. We're not putting up with your garbage anymore. And this is what needs to be done. Sometimes it's like, putting children in timeout, right? Look at it like that. When Tommy is not behaving correctly, sometimes you have to take Tommy or Rebecca or anyone there in the class and put them in timeout so they can understand their behavior and why they are being put in timeout to begin with. The same thing goes for politicians. When they're not behaving correctly, well, we can't put them in timeout, folks, because they're adults, even though that we would love to do that. And I'm sure it would look hysterical on the media, right? Can you imagine that? If we had the same crap that we do with children to discipline them to do to adults, politicians, figureheads, such and such, that would be hysterical. I could see the headlines right now. I could see people like Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and all of them, just to name a few, right? The radical ones, the deranged ones, the delusional crazies of loonies. Go on their little airwaves and say, this is preposterous. They would go into like big words, right? To make them look big. It's quite hysterical, folks. It really is. But this is what we have to deal with. This is what we have to deal with. I don't want to deal with it as much as you do, but that's what we have to deal with. It's the common curse for America. Really is. Guys, today's show is being brought to you by Blackout Coffee. That's right, guys. I love Blackout. I love them. Love them. Guys, by joining today, not only are you going to get freshness, but you're going to get a damn good cup of coffee with Blackout Coffee. Stay free, stay awake, choose Blackout Coffee. I'm telling you right now, guys, I use it every single morning. I used to be a big fan of Folgers and Maxwell House, but not anymore. I choose Blackout Coffee in my mornings because I want that brutal awakening of patriotic pride. So check them out today, guys. Scan this QR code. All right. Use code SAVAGE15. We're going to give you 15% off your order today, guys. Can't say more than enough. So thank John, the founder of Blackout Coffee down in South Florida, and tell him Savage sent you. Guys, we got a lot more to the show, but we'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.
Warning, this show contains strong language, brutal opinions, and zero apologies given. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Welcome to Savaged Unfiltered, where truth gets raw, opinions stay real, and nothing is off limits. This isn't your average podcast. It's the unfiltered conversation you've been craving. Politics, culture, chaos, we're diving into it all. No scripts, no safe spaces, just savage takes and real talk. You're in the right place. Strap in. It's time to get unfiltered. Savage.
Hey, what is up, guys? What is up? So how we deal with these maniacs? How do we deal with the radical left? How do we deal with the delusion? How do we deal with the violence, the political violence? Let's add that in too, okay? Because it's being politically driven more than ever in this nation. How do we deal with all of it, folks? There must be an ending solution, a resolution, right? We can have solutions, but we need to have a resolution to basically conquer all this garbage, this woke ideology, this DEI crap, this rainbow alphabet mafia, whatever the hell they're calling them, these Antifa thugs that literally, I think, not only are they a domestic terrorist organization, and I applaud the hell out of Donald Trump for recognizing just who the hell they truly are and what they represent. They don't represent for what they are. They do. They represent fascism, even though that they throw the fascism at the right. The fascism is not coming from the right, ladies and gentlemen. It's coming from leftist ideologies that like to spin, distort, deflect, merge their craziness into society. It's what it truly is. You know, I don't know, folks. Maybe I should stay on the air for another 20 years so I can educate the masses here because of what we have to deal with in this country. Seriously. So how do we combat all of them? Huh? How do we combat this mess? Because truly, we are having our landscape, folks, poisoned by the masses of loonies in this nation that can care two shits about our country. They don't care. They want the attention. They want the fame. They want the gloriness to literally put a makeup on this nation, a makeup of it's worse than wokeism, folks. It's worse than radicalism. It's a makeup that they want to basically inject into this nation forever. Forever. That's what they want. That's what they are envisioning in this nation. They do not honor anything that this great country resembles. They do not honor our liberties. They do not honor our integrity. They do not honor our military. They do not even honor our neighbors or our citizens. If you dare to speak up and defend your nation, and you dare to put up an American flag on your house, you wouldn't even imagine, folks, the amount of rhetoric that is driven against you. Oh, yeah. You think it's happening. Oh, really, Savage? It is? Yeah. Have you been living under a rock? Oh, no. Everything that the right is saying, it's all makeup. It's all delusional. It's all distractions. They're the ones that are inciting all this. Oh, really? So let me just say this for an example, since I have you on here. Okay, guys? Okay. When Charlie Kirk was assassinated a few weeks ago, right? Now almost a month ago. It's been that long, yeah. Did we riot? Did we burn up cities? Did we light police cars on fire? Did we loot retail places like Walmart, and just to name a few? Did we break into convenience stores? Did we beat up cops, law enforcement members of our communities? No, we didn't do any of that stupid garbage. But I can tell you what we did do. We honored him. We paid tribute to his legacy that he left for us to continue, which I hope you still are, my fellow conservatives, or anybody that looked at Charlie with high respects in that latitude. We honored him. We paid tribute to his family. And we're continuing his legacy. That's the American spirit, man. Let's go down memory lane. When George Floyd had passed away, what did people on the left do? Shall I bring it up for reference? The summer of love was born. The riots have continued. The burning of American flags. The burning of police cars in Atlanta, Georgia, other cities, major Democratic cities. That's what happened. They could have done something similar to what we have done for Charlie. They could have set little memorials. No, but they don't understand how that works because they're crazy. That's what they are. They're like thousands of jokers, right? From The Dark Knight. Remember that movie with Heath Ledger when he goes, sometimes it's not about money. It's not about pride. It's about making a radical message. He said that. That's what you're seeing right now. Sorry, folks. I had to put that into, comparison. Because you're seeing our landscape poisoned. Folks, they got the turkey baser. They're basing in the poison, the radicalism, the wokeism, all that crap. And how much more do we have to put up with it? Now, I could say that we are a party of peace. We are a party of integrity. The whole 9 yards. Yes, we are. And I agree with you, folks. But what we are not is a party of peons, a party to walk all over. No, because that's not what our founders envisioned for this nation. They envisioned for this nation to have one glorious nation under God and one glorious nation of one people, united. We are not united, folks, because we cannot literally come to terms. We cannot agree on terms. People in Washington cannot come to terms. At least the right will listen to ideas and thoughts. Now, if they seem a little out there and they seem like, okay, let's put some common sense in, right? Let's just use for an example, right? Why is it wrong for a man to use a woman's bathroom? Why the hell? Why is it wrong? Because they're not supposed to be in there. They have no right to be in there. That's invasion of privacy of that gender. You're telling me that when a woman is squatting down to use the fucking urinal, she wouldn't mind at all that a hermaphrodite or whatever the hell you want to call them today is sitting down, okay, and peeing right next to her in a stall. Even though that's, enclosed and everything, but still, that's their space, safe space. That's their privacy. They're entitled to do that, women. A man is not entitled to do that. You need to use the bathroom. Go in your respected fucking bathroom where you belong. How is that a normal mindset? No, we're not going to agree with your radical ways of thinking. That's crazy. That's absurd. That's what they're doing right now, folks. They're trying to change that. In 20 years, if we don't fight for this, this will be a normalization, a normal view and a thought. They're trying to change the history books, folks. Because in 20 years, if you do not fight for this little thing that I just brought up, there will be nothing left. You can't fight for it. It's in the books. It's a law. You can't, there's nothing you can do unless you get some petitions and you write to your congressional leaders up in Washington if there's anything left of them by then. any half-wits of brains. But folks, I mean, we have to come to terms of this. Seriously. Again, all this stuff has to end. We need to save our republic. Absolutely. We are battling the left like it's no tomorrow. And this is becoming the radical left's war. They want this. They're pushing this every single day. Every single day. But when's it going to stop? When is it going to stop? When you have crazy people. Crazy people like these Republicans that just want to do good. You see what I did there, right? It's crazy Republicans. It's a joke, folks. They're not crazy. I wanted to see how many people would kind of understand that. I did that for a reason. What does he talk about? Crazy Republicans. Oh, we're the ones that are crazy, right? Delusional Democrats, folks. Now, I want to plug this video here, okay? Because this is going to literally blow the gasket off the whole damn thing. Since the shutdown last night, right? You now have hypocrite Sarah Jacobs. Anybody remember Sarah Jacobs? Hopefully you know her. Yeah, she's the one that actually supported President Trump back in 2020 with tax cuts. Now all of a sudden it's the other way around 5 years later. I wonder what changed her mindset. Her loony mindset here. Yeah, check this video out, guys.
It's past midnight in D.C., which means Donald Trump just shut down the government. Here's what that means for you. No food safety checks on what's in your fridge, longer TSA lines and fewer air traffic controllers on duty, national parks locked up or trashed without park rangers, passports and visas stuck in limbo, farmers and small business owners cut off from federal loans, cancer trials and disease research on hold, disaster relief delayed when communities need it most, and service members, Border Patrol agents, FBI agents, all working without pay. This is all Donald Trump's fault. Republicans control the White House, the Senate, and the House. So if they want Democratic votes, they have to come and talk to us. We're not going to rubber stamp Trump's agenda and support healthcare cuts. Democrats are ready to talk. But until then, this shutdown is on Republicans.
You guys are ready to talk, huh? You're ready to talk. All of a sudden, you're just ready to talk? You're ready to talk, huh, Sarah? You delusional, crazy loony, you. Why weren't you ready to talk a week ago? Why weren't you ready to talk a year ago? Why weren't you ready to talk 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago? Now all of a sudden you guys are ready to talk. See how that works, folks? The leverage sticks in, right? Right? The government shut down. And then they go into the little theatrics of hysteria. Think of the farmers. Think of all this. No federal funding. The scare tactics, the fear mongering. Oh, they're good for the fear mongering. Everybody remember the whole 2020 scenario with COVID. Oh boy, they're really really good with the acting. I could tell you right now, these people went to probably the best acting schools in the country to get to this level. But they're ready to talk, folks. They're ready. They're ready to talk. You got people like Sarah Jacobs that are saying this now. You got AOC as saying, "Oh, it's okay if Chucky Schumer doesn't want to talk, I'll be more than welcome to talk. My office is always open. It's always open." Oh yeah, AOC. Yeah, I wonder who wrote that speech for you. You didn't come up with that with your magical brains, right? If she only had a brain. That's what they're becoming, folks. They're becoming the scarecrows from The Wizard of Oz. I wish they had brains. Apparently they don't. But they're ready to talk. They're ready to talk. I find that amusing that they're ready to talk because it's affecting their paychecks, like I said earlier in the program. That's the only reason why they want to talk now. They want the government back up because now some of their pay is in limbo. Keep the fucking thing shut down for another week. Let them learn. Let them learn. They'll be all right. They'll be all right. Let them learn. Let them learn. Let them understand the struggles. Let them understand how a single mother is struggling somewhere in downtown Chicago. Within their own colleagues of districts. Let them learn that. Let them learn how to balance a financial budget within the week. Let them learn. Fuck it. Keep it fucking shut down for another week. Who cares? Not affected me. I know how to manage my paycheck, Sarah. Do you know how to manage yours? I highly doubt it. Yeah, you probably went to prep schools your whole damn life, and you don't know how to do all that stuff. Mommy and Daddy never showed you when you were 10 or 12, right? They showed you how to act, though. You definitely learned something from them. You got some good inheritance from Mommy and Daddy when you were younger. How to act and put on a show. You deserve one pin. The delusional Democrat pin. That's the pin I'm giving you for Christmas, Sarah. You can have that. Because you're crazy. Yeah, she's delusional. These are the radical Democrat loonies, folks, we have to put up with. The little shows that they put on. Crazy. That's what it's becoming, folks. It's becoming a mission for us to save our Republican from crazy people like this. Crazy. I got a lot more to say, guys, on this show. I'll be right back after these short words. Don't go anywhere.
Rapid cuts of chaotic protests, fiery speeches, and polarizing headlines. Words that divide, rhetoric unleashed. In a world where words ignite violence, discover the hidden tactics of the left's war on society. Driven by chaos, rage, and delusion, poisoning America's landscape. Michael Gardner exposes how language fuels chaos and division. This book will wake you up. Don't let words be weaponized against you. Available October 29th. Pre-order on October 20th at Amazon.com. Fight back with knowledge.
That's right, folks. We got to fight back with knowledge. You can check out that book, guys, on October 20th. You can pre-order it on Amazon. It'll be available there on the pre-order status, and it'll be out before the end of this month, October 29th. It'll be available in two formats, ebook as well as softcover on Amazon.com. Folks, we need to stop this radical left from weaponizing words into political mayhem of horror. We need to, folks. It needs to be done. Simply, we cannot have this garbage anymore. It's garbage. So, weaponizing words into violence. The radical left's war. Folks, this is the reason why I wrote this book and why it must be released. Because we must battle their tactics. Because like nothing before in this world, even our modern society, have we ever had people use words as weapons. words to deflect narratives, to deflect our society, to deflect our reality of a nation. Never before, folks, have we had politicians engage in simple conflicts of discord, of vocabulary. Never before have we had politicians engage in this form of radicalism. Sure, it's been done before, but nothing has been done in the imaginable sense of this direction. Nothing has been done like what we have seen. Folks, we must end this, because if we do not end this, my friends, we will lose our country. Our country is on thin ice of being exterminated by a deep state regime. You thought the presidency of Barack Obama was bad. You thought the presidency of delusional, not so there, Joe Biden was bad. Folks, you haven't seen shit yet. And I'm telling you, it's about to hit the fan. Wake up, America, and smell the coffee. It needs to be done. Start looking at the warning flags and start fighting back. Not with violence, but engage. Use the words that they're using against us, against them, meaning accountability. The magic A word, folks, accountability. We must use accountability for these people. We must demand our elected officials up in Washington under the presidential administration of Donald Trump to hold these people accountable and demand for federal prosecutions to prosecute them, to put them in jail where they belong. That's the only way. The only way. Right? When you fail to go to a court hearing, whether you fail to pay a traffic ticket, whether you failed to, maybe pay your child support, anything for that matter, what happens? There's a bench warrant placed on for you for your arrest, right? And the court system of wherever you may presumably reside then at the time feels necessity that you need to be incarcerated at a detention center, a jail, a prison, you have whatever. That's the result. That's the consequence, is it not? Why don't we have the same consequences for these politicians that are not fulfilling their duties as what they were sworn in to do? Folks, cutesy time is over with. It's over with. Can't have people like this half-wit Sarah Jacobs. Oh, she is. Not only is she delusional, she's a damn hypocrite. Remember that, folks? Remember when I told you about probably midway into the show that she supported Trump for these tax cuts, the same tax cuts that she kind of insinuated a little bit in that little video package. And I love how the little, whoever does her digital marketing and her pitches, on point, Great job. Great job with the theatrics and the hysteria with the little ticky-tock sound effects in the background, with the epic dramatic music background. Yeah, this is the same woman, folks. There she is. There she is. See, Sarah? My team can do some really hysteria stuff too. Yeah. This is the same woman that supported Trump's corporate tax cuts, right? There's the ticker. San Diego put it right there, right on their headline, January 20th of 2020. Now, fast forward 5 years later, just about going into 6 years, right? We're just around the corner from 2026. So say it's about 5.5, 6 years. All of a sudden, it's different. We're ready to talk, she says. We're ready to talk. We're ready to negotiate. Why? Because the government shut down and I'm not getting paid. Watch when that government comes back up. They won't be ready to talk anymore. They'll be going back to the same script that they did a week ago when the government was open. Or a couple days when the government was open, right? You get the memo. They'll be going back to that same spiel. Now we're not ready to talk anymore. Maybe we need another government shutdown. Are you ready to talk again? Yeah. They're full of shit. Yeah. They're all full of shit. Full of poo-poo. That's what I say. Yeah. She went from supporting Trump to now gaslighting and deflecting him. Putting all this delusional, this distortion, all this shit. She's insane. She's a crazy woman. I don't know how people, I really don't know how people like these simple-minded morons get into office. I really don't. I think they're crazy. There's something wrong with them. They're psychotic. They are. They're something like, you know, what movie was that, Tibbs? I gotta ask my producer. What movie was that when they were like, the elevator doesn't go up to the top floor? I forgot what movie that was. I think it was like with Scrooge or something with Bill Murray. Remember that movie, that Christmas movie? God, it's like back in the 90s. Right? The elevator doesn't go up to the top stairs there. There's somebody, you know, the engine's running, but no one's behind the wheel. That's what these politicians have become. Really. They're crazy. Got a lot more here on this show, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back because I want to get into a little bit more of how these people act and what makes them tick. Be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere.
Savaged. I like yours. You're in smoother than that one. What's up, guys? It's Doc again with Blackout Coffee, and we are here at the Carson Coffee in Palm Beach, Florida. We are actually doing a blind taste test. Let's check some of this stuff out. You like this one better? This one's smoother. Yep, you picked us.
I approve of Blackout Coffee. This is
This one. You like that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not yours, is it? All right.
It is.
Bam! All right. Well, here's to Carson Coffee and the best coffee ever, right here.
It's just smoother. Picked ours.
Now, what is that, though?
Lavazza?
Yeah.
This is direct from Italy.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. You guys got some good coffee.
So you picked an American company over Italy.
It's good.
Here you go. You won this. Go for it.
Thanks, John.
Just tasted better. The other one didn't. It was like $2 a bag.
Blackout Coffee, baby.
Yeah. You chose ours over the Lavazza.
Like more refreshing compared to that. It was like drinking gasoline.
Yeah, pretty much.
I drink coffee every single day, so which is the reason I wanted to do this test. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna give it a brew when I get home.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you. Being a veteran, I like the Blackout Coffee Company anyway.
Awesome.
Is that Sydney Sweeney?
Oh yeah, it is. She really loves our rainbow sherbet. She comes here all the time.
Wait, seriously?
Hey Sydney, your signature scoop is ready.
Thank you.
What?
That's so cool.
Yeah. It can be.
Summer's looking sweet at Baskin Robbins.
Try my new Sweet on Sydney menu, available at Baskin Robbins nationwide for a limited time.
If you're chasing data down instead of seeing it in one place, you need the Intuit ERP. Intuit Enterprise Suite. All your data in one place with built-in AI for real-time insights. Learn more at intuit.com/ERP.
Alexa, play that everywhere.
All synced.
Alexa, what happened around the house today?
The kids took Ringo for a walk. Your package was delivered, and the raccoons got in the trash again.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has very keen.
You see what I did there, right?
He says that he'll withhold, this really is something. Trump says that he will withhold federal funding for New York City if you win. Can he do that, number one? And my question is that going to stop people from voting for you?
You know, this is just one of the many threats that Donald Trump makes. Every day he wakes up, he makes another threat, a lot of the times about the city that he actually comes from. And what is angering to me is not what Donald Trump does, because we've come to expect that from him. But it's the idea that we have to accept that as the law. The idea that we have to accept that as normal. We have to fight that, because we know not only is it an overreach from a federal administration, it's an example of what he's done elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know, in California, he's spoken about withholding federal funding. The attorney general there has estimated that for every dollar they spend in legal fees, they've won more than $30,000 back in funds they would have lost. I'm proud and lucky to say that here in New York, we have an incredible attorney general, Tish James, who's been on the front lines of that same fight.
Isn't that tampering, though? Isn't that
Isn't that tampering though? Isn't that tampering though? Isn't that I don't know. I don't know. Hold on. We gotta clap some more. Hold on. Get it up some. Pipe in the fake cheers there, Mr. Producers and engineers in the back room. Come, isn't it what? Isn't it tampering? Oh yeah. There's a lot of tampering. A lot of tampering going on. Matter of fact, isn't it tampering with basically inciting violence such as this? I mean, I would think it's tampering. Check this out.
Governor J.B. Pritzker tonight is calling for President Trump to be removed, asking for the 25th Amendment to be invoked. It is in response to President Trump telling military leaders earlier today that, quote, dangerous cities like Chicago should be used as a training ground for the military. Our political reporter Marianne Ahern with the story.
I've never walked into a room so silent before this.
President Trump today meeting with military leaders with a bold reference to Chicago.
We should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military. Because we're going into Chicago very soon. That's a big city with an incompetent governor, stupid, stupid.
Sending troops into cities thinking that that's some sort of proving ground for war, or that indeed there's some sort of internal war going on in the United States is just, frankly, inane.
No.
And I'm concerned for his health.
Hold on. Let me come back at you. Tampering. Yeah, Joy. Whoopi. You're right about tampering. These folks are tampering and interfering with federal investigations of ICE agents. That's tampering. That's the interference of what you were talking about. What's your take on that, Whoopi? What's your take on that, Joy Behar, of these agitators in places like Chicago and others? If you paid attention, folks, I know some of you are just coming into the live stream. If you paid attention in the early part of my program, you had agitators that decided to take red paint from probably like Home Depot or God knows where they got it from, right? And pour it all in front of ICE facilities. Is that not only is it damaging federal property, but it's also interfering and tampering, is it not? I guess we're not allowed to say that. We're not allowed to say that. That's tampering with possibly evidence, right? The agitators that are breaking things in Chicago, that's all of that in a basket. That's okay though. It's okay, folks. Yeah. That's okay. That's not what we mean. That's not what we mean. We don't mean that. Right? We don't mean that. Listen to more of this. This is more of the spin from leftist media here. Oh boy, it gets good, guys. You're gonna enjoy this here. Check out more of this stuff.
Governor Pritzker going even further, suggesting using the 25th Amendment to remove Trump
from
power.
There is something genuinely wrong
For what?
with this man, and the 25th Amendment ought to be invoked.
Oh, really?
This past Sunday, federal agents downtown arrested a Guatemalan family at Millennium Park. A husband, wife, and their 2 children now in federal custody.
Good.
Their pastor tells us.
The picture of the daughter is what breaks my heart and breaks everybody's heart when you see her clutching onto her doll and seeing that she doesn't know what's going to happen.
We're talking about little girls and little boys being ripped apart from their mother and their father. This is absolutely abhorrent.
While the governor and the mayor.
Yeah. Well, maybe Mr. Politician man and Mrs. Journalist person over there, maybe if they did it the right way, right? How many years have they been in the country, right? I want to hear this. Go into that. I want to hear that headline, okay? I want to hear that President Trump is ripping somebody away from their family because they've been in this country for 5-6 years, okay? They've been in this country for 10, 15 years. Say that, because then we can insert on the right, okay, that they had 6 to 10 years. How come they didn't get and apply for citizenship? That's a lot of time to do it. Why didn't they do it? Why? because they wanted to rip you off, folks. They wanted to rip the taxpayer off because they don't pay fucking taxes. Listen to more of this garbage.
Denounce bringing troops to Chicago. Republican state lawmakers, they disagree.
Yeah.
They welcome the federal intervention.
The mayor and the governor have refused to hold people accountable to federal law. And, the reality is that our communities are less safe.
As the Chicago area waits to see what's next, Governor Pritzker is promising legal action.
Good. I hope. I hope. Well, legal action for what? They're gonna impeach him because Donald Trump is not only honoring law and order and maintaining law and order, but he's honoring our Constitution. The Democrats, they don't like that. Nah, they don't like that one damn bit. They don't honor the Constitution. You can clearly see it. That's why they become the party of crazy loonies. They're psychotic. Most of them are really. I mean, there's something wrong. I mean, even when you have Ilhan Omar, the one that married her brother so he could stay into the damn country, which I don't know why they're not looking into that. There's something awfully wrong with that. Check this loon out.
And so the idea that this is a white nation that needs to be preserved is a fascinatingly disgusting view, because this country is one for the many.
One for the many, huh? It is. You're right about that, Ilhan Omar. It is one for the many, but it is one for the many that come into the country legally. Right? Legally. Right? Legally. That means if they come in legally, let's say it together, folks. Legally. One more time so they can get through their heads. Legally. Then everything will be fine. Now, if they come into this country illegally, see what I did there? I put the I, right? Illegally, the I-L, illegally, then they don't get any of that. Then what happens, folks? When they come in illegally, what happens? Come into the Savage classroom so we can explain things. I only got a little bit of time, and then we got to close it out. When they come in illegally, what happens, students? I didn't hear you. Deportation. Correct. They get deported. And then what happens? What happens when they get deported? Where do they go? And sometimes they go to a facility called ICE, or usually, depending on the case, what would happen within that process? What's that? I didn't hear you. That's correct. Well, you went a little crazy. See what I'm doing there, folks? I'm getting crazy like they do, right? No, I don't. I'm not hearing things. No, that's right. They put their Robin Williams flippers on and they fly out to the country where they belong, where they came in from to be got, more or less, right? They go back to the same place that they came from. That's right. So that's what we have to do. If you come in legally, everything is fine. If you come in illegally, then, well, you broke our laws. You broke the United States law of command, right? The Constitution, and you go back. Simple as that. I don't know how more we have to explain it to you. Seriously. What more do we have to explain? Is there something that you're not understanding? I mean, these people are like, I'm sorry if I broke your hearts. Really?
This goes out to people who voted for Donald Trump. I hate you.
I
hate you.
I hate you too.
My family, you might be my friends, but if you voted for Donald Trump, I hate you. I fucking hate you. And
oh my
I don't
God.
want you to be in my life.
Good. Good. I don't want to be in your life either. May I suggest a lot of counseling for you? Maybe the counseling will help you out there, my good man. before you understand the top of the brew of reality. And guess what? Guess what there, pal? I voted for Donald Trump. I voted for him for 3 years in a row. I voted for him in 2016. I voted for him in 2020. And I voted for him in 2025. And guess what? He is fucking delivering. Thank God. Guys, thank you very much for joining us here. I know it's been a crazy merry-go-round of just chaoticness, right? But we are at the time. I did want to put this in before I forget them. I want to say thank you to my good friends at Bucked Up. That's right, guys. Fuel the hunt at Bucked Up. They have, the quality, and I love their spokesperson here. I forgot her name. I got to get her name next time. If anybody remembers who this is in the graphic, she is like the greatest spokesperson for Bucked Up. The video is on TikTok, darling. Right there on point. I seen a video the other day where she's like, all right, guys, we're going to do some thigh workouts. And I got to warn you, they're going to hurt like a bitch. I'm not looking at that exercise. I'm like, holy shit. Damn it, man. They did look like they hurt. But, if you're going to do the same exercise that this woman's doing here, grab yourself some Bucked Up, guys. Fuel those thigh workouts with their amazing products. And for my ladies out there that are kind of questioning, do they have women products? You're damn right they do. They have a whole lineup of this brand product called Babe. So scan this QR code, guys. Check them out today. And guess what? Because I'm nice, right? I'm not always like savaged. Sometimes I'm an asshole, but I'm an asshole to certain people that, deserve me to be an asshole to them. Scan this QR code, guys, and use this code SAVAGED1. We're going to give you 15% off your entire order by checking out Bucked Up. So head over to buckedup.com, right? You could search them. They're all over the place. They're on X, they're on TikTok, they're on, all over the place. You see their ads on Spotify, all over the place, right? Check them out today, guys. Tell them Savage from the Savaged Unfiltered show sent you. And get some deals on us, guys. Savaged 1. Check them out today. Guys, I had fun with you guys. I really did. But it's time for me to go. What do we have to do, guys? We have to save this republic from the crazy people out there. So don't give up fighting, guys. The fight is within our hands to secure our future. Take it easy, guys.
This has been a Truth Productions media episode. Thank you for listening.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
But I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.